it's safe to say that the opening of this is going to be fairly somber, as everyone is aware about the death of not just David Bowie but also Alan Rickman. Yeah, it's very sad when someone of that popularity and that prominence dies. But it's the same thing that happened with Lemmy Kilmister. I hope I'm probably saying that name wrong. It's sad, but it's going to happen eventually. And all we can do is remember him or remember them. It's quite sad that they happened quite close together. Remember them because of their work. So, they will be missed. Sony has attempted to trademark the term Let's Play. At this point, it is undetermined really why. The big fear that many people had was that as they trademarked the term Let's Play, then the term Let's Play used for Let's Plays on YouTube and such could just be stricken. There are a few articles that have pointed out that this may have nothing to do with Let's Plays. Sony is fairly open to Let's Plays, kinda. And the thought that the trademark could just be them trademarking a phrase for an advertising campaign, like For the Players or whatever they did, for whatever advertising they did for the PS4. So while the fear of Sony sticking their hands in and trademarking a term like Let's Play, it could be for something entirely different. At this point of time, we have no idea. And either way, Sony's jump for the trademark was beaten down by the US Patent and Trademark Office because it is too close to another trademark term, Let's Plays, but with a Z. It is assumed that Sony will appeal, and it is only in the appeal and in the continuing process that this is almost undoubtedly going to go under, is that we are going to find out the extent and the reasons behind the jump for the trademark. The story that this is based around is almost a non-story. Machinima carried a story about the sales of pre-built PC sets going down. That is almost a non-story. The story of the sales of the pre-built PCs going down is really only half of the story. We only really know what range PC gaming as a group has had when the company is producing the chips and various other internals release their numbers later. The thing that I want to talk about around it is the reaction that the video got. While I am quite the critic of Machinima, and I will call them out on having a very clickbaity title, buggy you, but they do say in the video multiple times that this is not the whole story. The only way we're going to find out with PC gaming is the chipset manufacturers when their numbers get released soon enough.
According to IDC data, PC shipments in Q4 of 2015, which they define as full units, which is an important distinction, and we'll get to that later.
Second of all, as we had mentioned earlier, this figure only tracks fully built computers, while a large portion of PC gamers buy their computers piece by piece.
It's not enough of a decline. You guys need to build your own computers. This should be 100%.
So in the coming months, we're going to keep our eye out for component part performance, which is really hard to say, but easy to do, because we think looking at how NVIDIA or AMD is doing is probably a better glimpse at how the gaming PC market is actually faring.
The comment section was soon flooded with comments like this. The phrase PC gaming master race has really had its run of late, especially with the increase of PC sales and PC gaming sales with the new generation of consoles. But to go back to the progenitor of the phrase, a Mr. Croshaw of Zero Punctuation fame, he even said that he used the phrase ironically to describe that particular PC gamer who will spend thousands of pounds and extremely amounts of time for only cosmetic benefit. It was meant to be taking the piss. If you're using it as a proof of your elitism, then we can just call you an elitist idiot. People should just stop using it now. Al Jazeera, as a network, has had a rather complicated history. Originally, Al Jazeera was BBC Arabic, the Arabic section of the BBC. But that soon got into an argument with its financial backers, Orbit, and then it folded and went under. The reasons for BBC Arabic's closing was cultural insensitivities, which sometimes is used as code as saying things that the financial backers, like the Saudi royal family, does not agree with. Many of the people that were let go went off and joined this new channel and this new network, Al Jazeera. It was basically almost the same job they had before, but it was not owned by the BBC, but was owned by a company and a holdings company that is owned by the Saudi royal family. This is the reason why Al Jazeera as a network has had quite a few criticisms, but its journalism has been very good, attracting the likes of the late David Frost, a interviewer extraordinaire. It tried to expand into its own American branch, creating Al Jazeera America, but only after a year and a half of opening, it is very swiftly being closed down. The reasons are fairly muddied. There is the almost standard problem of lack of finance and lack of viewership, with the likes of CNN, Fox News getting 10 times the amount of viewers as Al Jazeera America as a news channel got. But there are also many other slightly more background problems, like some of the issues of the ownership of Al Jazeera being part of the Saudi family and the issues internationally that creates, and the story that Al Jazeera America broke about a doping scandal. So while this story is quite dramatic for those involved, those people losing their jobs and losing their livelihood, the more interesting prospect is the almost international ramifications of this. There are many geopolitical things going on in the world, and something like this may seem very small and insignificant, but it has ripples, and it might be very interesting to see where those ripples end up, and what those ripples end up doing.